Hi, welcome to another little go at doing Frodo's journey in The Lord of the Rings all the way from the beginning to the end. And I did a couple of these before, but I realized that just doing a little description of the journey is kind of boring. And there's no point me pointing out most of the stuff that you can see because you can see it on the screen. So what I thought I would do is I would take each of these stages of the journey, each one takes about 15-20 minutes, and talk about a particular topic of interest to me. There you go. May not be of interest to you, but it might be. So it might be worth listening to. But the first thing I'm going to do, to give credit to the visuals that you get in these videos, is I'm going to talk about the game itself. This is Lord of the Rings Online. It's been around since 2007. I've been playing it since then, on and off. Took quite a large gap during the 2010s, but I played quite a lot of it up to about 2014, and then I just started playing it again. And it really is a beautiful game. For the age of it, it's really a lovely game, and I wish they could make it happen in virtual reality. That would be fantastic. But here we are anyway. We're in Bag End. So we'll see the visuals, and you can see that the visuals are quite cartoonish, but they're lovely, and really well done for a game that's been around for 15 years now. 14 years they're coming up to 14th anniversary. Probably started development in 20 years ago, and it's now been updated to the point where you can do the whole of the journey of Lord of the Rings, the whole of the journey of The Hobbit. So plus you can journey in various other bits of Middle Earth that appear in other books such as the Silmarillion, although the Silmarillion is of an earlier age, but you can certainly visit a lot of the places that appear in the appendices of Lord of the Rings itself. So here we are in Bag End. We're in the living room. This is the fire where Gandalf would have tested the ring and shown Frodo the writing on the ring. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a walk from here to Crickhollow, which is where Frodo bought his house to hide the fact that he was leaving the Shire for a period of time. He's essentially going to disappear. So he decided he would retire to a quiet cottage in Buckland and basically disappear from the Shire without anybody really noticing. It doesn't work terribly well, but don't want to spoil the book for you. Most people must have read the book, but here we are. We're in the first-person view. I can also show you the third-person view, which we might use for quite a lot of the movement. But when we come to areas of special interest, we'll go into first-person view and have a good look around. So let's just have a quick look around the Hobbit Hole. The other thing that I noticed when I did the previous video of this was that the scrolling and the mouse the panning of the video was a little bit sharp, so I've slowed that down to make it a bit easier. Now, so this is the kitchen, and there's room there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 chairs around that table. Squeeze a few more in, and you've got all the dwarves and Gandalf from the party in The Hobbit. Here's his kitchen, and at the moment the game starts after the Fellowship has left the Shire. Frodo and the other hobbits have left the Shire. The game starts there, so we already are seeing the point where the Sackville Bagginses are just moving in to Bag End, which is rather depressing, isn't it? Back in the living room, and we'll head out to the vestibule, where there are various places for dwarves to hang their cloaks, and we'll go outside and we will visit Hobbiton. And here we are. There's the Sackville Bagginses, Lotho and his mother, Lobelia. And down here is the path up to the house, which Frodo doesn't take as he heads across country to try and avoid giving any of the game away. If we take a look over here, we can see from the height of a hobbit, it's not quite so easy. Oh, let's have a look. There's the party field, all set up. Of course, that would have been gone by the time Frodo left. And down here is Bagshot Row, where Sam goes to say goodbye to the gaffer. And we look out at night across the Shire. Now we're going to head off in this direction here, towards the Old Forest and Buckland. And we do that by going out the back gate of Bag End and heading across the fields. And once we're moving, we'll talk about the game itself. Now, the game is really something you want to play if you're just kind of looking for something very relaxing and laid back to do, because it's a great time waster if you want to waste time. It's one of those things that you just keep at. It's very good at keeping you on distracted from other things, if that's what you want. It can be a little bit more exciting and competitive. There are parts of the game where you can play player versus player, PvP they call it, which is the Eton Moors, and you can have a monster or a free person, the Freeps and the Creeps they're called in the game, and you can do player versus player there. Now here we are just coming to, looking at Hobbiton. There's Sandyman's Mill just by the water, and the pub is here, and there's the water. We have to go slip into town to just cross the bridge. Hopefully not be seen by too many hobbits as we're leaving. And we sneak across the bridge, and we've been spotted. And we go over the Bywater Bridge, and if we take a look here, we'll see the inn. Is it this one? It's the next one. The Ivy Bush Inn, where we'll pop in, where some scenes in the book take place, and it's just a big space really in the game. And we come in and we see a few hobbits enjoying themselves. All right. So why should you play this game? Well, if you're looking for something to use up a bit of time, you want to do something to entertain yourself, you can follow quite a lot of the story. It's very well done. You can visit everywhere in Middle-earth, pretty much, that's mentioned in the books. Now, it's been expanded out to that level. Mordor, even, you can go all the way to the Cracks of Doom and Mount Doom and get rid of the ring, which you can throw any ring you like in there. But you won't have the one ring, of course. But you can take part in epic battles. There's a few kind of mini games inside the game, and you can take part in those mini battles. Now we're heading up towards Tookland, and we want to just go across country again and get onto the road that leads out of Tookland towards Buckland. We're going the back road, which is the route that Frodo and Sam would have taken. Now they were on the road for a while until they felt that they were being followed by the Black Riders and decided to hide. You see these big trees either side. All right. We just stop here and have a quick look. And you can see that it's, it's a lovely atmosphere. Big trees, nice shading effects, and it doesn't tax your computer very much. This game, as I said, was made in, started off in 2007, so it's not going to tax the computing resources that you have available to you. If you've got a reasonably decent modern computer, this game will play nicely on it. You don't have to go and buy a big gaming computer or anything. It would help, of course. Plenty of RAM's all you need. And so the game itself, you can roll up any character. You can play as a hobbit, you can play as a dwarf or an elf, and you can play as a bunch of different classes. They're called fighters, or there's kind of a wizard class. There's a couple of spellcasting classes, and then there's combat classes, archery classes, the hunter. So you've got plenty of things to choose from, the style that you want to play. If you're playing solo and you just want to wander around Middle-earth and not have too much trouble, then the class you want is the hunter, probably with an elf to back it up, because they can run faster than any other character, and they can zoom around the place using their enhanced navigation skills. So there's a tip. If you do start the game, you can play a hunter. It's the easiest way to start, I think, and it's most ranged combat, so you don't need to buy armor all the time, because you're very seldom actually in combat. So there you go. Get a hunter. Now, what else has this game got? Well, one of the other things this game has got that beats most of the other online massively multiplayer online games is a great community. The community in this game is extraordinary. It's mostly mature people. It's mostly people who are nice to each other. And you don't end up with the kind of abusive chat that you get in a lot of other games. Most people here are helpful, and you really can't say enough about the community. I don't do a lot of community-oriented gameplay. I tend to just wander around solo, but watching the various bits of chat on the world chat, we can see that people are just, getting along with each other. It's great. So here, if we want to get off the road and hide from a black rider, we could pop in behind a tree like this and hide here while the black rider goes past. Yeah. And we're just coming down to Wood End, where the hobbits, it was Frodo, Sam and Pippin, where they met up with the elves, and here it is here, the elf camp. So a lot of the stuff from the book, from the novel, is represented in the game. So if we went in here into first person and had a look at this camp, this is the setting where they joined the elves for the night and were warned to avoid the black riders. So the community is great. If you play this game and you have any problems, you just ask and you'll get a polite response, a helpful, polite response, which you very seldom get in any other games that I've played online. Now, what else? It's cheap. First of all, it's free. You can, if you want, you're just interested, go to lotro.com, download the game and play for nothing. And it's got a great free-to-play system. And you can, theoretically, go all the way from the beginning to the end of the game without paying a single penny or cent or whatever your favorite currency is. Now, that's not true of most games that start off free. And the payments system in this game for the game to make money is not pushed at you very hard. You're reminded every now and then that things would be easier. Now we're going through the fields that the hobbits went through, and then eventually they found their way to the farm of Furlong. And here they had supper in the house. I don't think we can go into the house in this particular point in the game. Let's see if we can. Maybe. No, we can't. So anyway, yeah, so subscription model. It's not thrown at you very hard. You're reminded every now and then that things would be easier if you paid some money. And in fact, you don't actually have to pay a lot of money. The the game starts off by allowing you freely to play a certain number of areas, and a certain number of quests are available to you. And then what you do is you earn what they call Lotro points, and you earn Lotro points for little achievements that you carry out during the game. You know, kill a certain number of wolves, you get a few Lotro points. Kill a few more wolves, you get a few more Lotro points. And they kind of add up. And using your Lotro points, you can buy more access to the game. And you can buy various features for your character. So that's doable. And if you don't want to pay a single penny, you can enjoy Middle Earth. Although you might have to spend a lot of time making your, earning your Lotro points to do it without any money. Now here we are at the Bucklebury Ferry, coming down to the crossing over to Buckland from the Shire, from the main part of the Shire. And in this case, we'll just have a look here at the ferry crossing, the Bucklebury Ferry. There it is. And my character, we could do a bit of fishing actually. So I'll talk about that again in a minute. So let's just go in and have a look. So here's looking across the Brandywine River, or the Barranduin as the elves call it, but the hobbits call it the Brandywine. And that is Buckland. And so we're talking about the subscription model. Yes, for very little money, you can become a VIP player. I'm not quite sure what the cost of it is at the moment. But if you are a VIP player, you get 500 Lotro points a month as part of your VIP subscription, which is worth about £5. So you can take that £5 off your subscription, which might be £7 or £8 a month, if you buy the annual. I mean, there's various different subscription models. So in the end, it doesn't cost a lot of money, and it's a game that you might pick up for an hour a day. So that's good value. You're talking. Somebody pointed out in another video, the cost of this game is essentially the equivalent of a Starbucks. One Starbucks a month. That's not much, and there's a lot of it. There is a lot of it. As you see, we've been traveling now for 17 minutes, and we haven't even left the Shire. So we're going to cross here. We don't have the ferry. The ferry's on the other side, and we can't call it, I don't think. So we're going to have to swim for it. Let's go. Yeah. So you can swim in rivers. You can talk to fish. I'll talk about fishing in a minute. So there's all of these. You can play the game for free, but paying money for it is not that expensive, really. And you can spend a lot of time playing the game, so I think you definitely get your money's worth. So anyway, here I am plugging the game. This is why, because the visuals for my little chats are going to be supplied by this game. So there's my plug for it. I think it's there's a whole bunch of other things you can do. There's a kind of bunch of mini games in it. You can go fishing. There's hobbies. You can do collections. You can start collecting various different horses from around the place. They're all quest rewards. So you have to quest and become a faction kindred, which is a lot of stuff. But that faction kindred will get you the opportunity to buy the faction's own mount, own steed. So there's that, and all the areas of Middle Earth to explore. And so just a solo player, you can go around and do a whole lot of stuff as a solo. In multiplayer, you can get involved in raids. So there's team raids that go up against environmental missions. You can go and kill a dragon, or you can go and defeat the denizens of Angmar, or Saruman's fortress, those sorts of things. And all of those are, you know, there's a whole lot of raids that you can do. Let's just have a quick look at what we can do. We'll go back into the interface for just a second. So let's have a look at the raids that you can do. So the raids are divided. The multiplayer stuff is divided up into epic battles and instances that are either scaling or non-scaling. So the epic battles here are hard, and that's something you want to work with other people on. We have instances that scale, and so you can go into these instances. For example, let's find one that we can go into the Great Barrow in the Barrow Downs near Bree, and we'll see the Barrow Downs in our next part of the journey. And you can do various quests in there, and these. So if we go to the Great Barrow, for example, you can have you get a group together of 6 people, and you go and do that as a team. So it's good fun. I don't do a lot of it myself. I just like to wander around by myself. We also have non-scaling instances. These are things like Carn Dûm in Angmar, where you automatically get set to level 50 no matter what level you are, and these become available quite early in the game, and you can go and do these non-scaling instances. You're just essentially set at that level. Same thing happens with the epic battles. If we go up to the epic battles, again, these things set you at particular levels. So if you go to Helmsdyke, you're set at level 100. If you go to the Defense of the Minas Tirith, you're set at 100. And then down at the bottom, we have the skirmishes, and these are all solo. You can solo the skirmishes, or you can do the skirmishes in anything up to 12 characters, so you can do any skirmish as a team. And each of these things gives you rewards and ways to buy stuff to make your character better. So there's multiplayer aspects to this, and then of course we have the Etten Moors, which is monster play, and you can play either as a monster, a creep, or you can play as a freep. So there's lots and lots and lots to do. It's very good value. The community is great, and I thoroughly recommend it. It's a great time waster. If you are fed up with what's on TV, this is a great way to spend a bit of time. Okay, so we'll finish our journey here. This is Crickhollow. This is the house that Frodo bought to hide, and there's Fatty Bulger there, who got left behind and then got attacked by Black Riders, but survived. So, spoilers, sorry about that. And we'll just have a quick look around the little cottage that Frodo bought. We can go around the back and have a look. So it's a very private little cottage, and that's what Frodo wanted. He wanted nobody to know that he was not in residence anymore, as he went off to take the ring, the One Ring, to Rivendell. So there you go. Right, well, that's this particular excerpt. I urge you to give the game a go. It's free to play, so download it, give it a try. If you enjoy it, you can play a bit more, and you can either earn the Lotro points or spend a bit of money on it. And it's not expensive, really, for the amount of time that you might get out of it. And there you go. That's my plug for Lord of the Rings Online. And this episode has been about why should you play it. And I think just play it because it's good value and great entertainment. And in our next episode, I don't know what I'll talk about. If you want a particular subject in any of my future videos, please drop a comment below. But otherwise, I hope that it looks like I've managed to start a group here. Hang on a second, better cancel this. I don't know what I'm doing there. I don't think so. Anyway, yeah. So if you enjoyed the video, drop a comment below, give me a thumbs up. Who knows, maybe this channel would turn into something useful. And enjoyable. I'll make another video when I get time. I'll have another topic of conversation, and we will move Frodo from Crickhollow through the Old Forest to the Barrow Downs and all the way to the Prancing Pony at Bree, which is the next stage of their journey. So thanks for listening. If you got to the end of that, well done. By all means, download the game. It's free to play. All you need is a download and a bit of space in your computer, and give it a go. Thoroughly recommend it. See you next time. Bye.